This video is, let's make it. That looks better. Let's talk about like the 20% that will get you 80% of the way there for making beautiful talking head or tutorial type of videos. Just like this. I don't want you to go out and spend thousands of euros. I don't want to waste your time. So we're gonna go quickly and we're gonna see things that do not require you to buy new stuff. Most of them. And I'll show you the options of what you can buy if you really want to go to the store. Anyways, let's get started. And don't forget to dance. Step number one, fix your audio. Marcel, we're gonna talk about video, not audio. Here's the thing. People tolerate bad video quality, but they do not tolerate
bad audio quality. If they cannot understand you, your viewers will just leave.
So the most important part of having good audio quality is actually not the microphone. It's actually the distance of your mouth to the microphone. So this is why you should never be using the microphone that's built into your camera or phone or whatever you're using to record with. Instead, have something that's closer to you. You can just use your phone. And if you're listening to what this is doing, if I'm actually recording, I am actually recording. So if you hear this, this is already a big difference. And the reason is that the sound level difference between my voice and the background is much bigger. I'm relatively louder because the microphone is relatively closer to my face. So record audio separately from a source that's closer to your face. That's basically the main point. If you want to get a bit more fancy, well, you have your phone. This is already, it's going to get you 80% of the way there. Other options are a lavalier microphone like this. It's a little thing that's you can clip to your chest, and the wired one you can get it for like 30 bucks or something. The pros use something like this. This is an overhead microphone and it's on a stand. You kind of put it just right above you. It's pointing at my chest, a bit below my mouth, so that it picks up more of that sexy, deep goodness of the voice. And so those are really great options. But again, like just as long as the microphone is closer to you, you're gonna get most of the way there. Step number two is have a big soft light source, slightly above, slightly to the side. The best looking light is a big light source because that makes the shadows very soft. If you have, let's say you have a small light source. This is a flashlight. The quality of this light, it's really good. The color is great. But if I light myself, especially from down like this, look at all these like shadows and these lines from my glass, it's shit. If I go to like the up and slightly from the side, this is a bit better, but still like these shadows are weird. It's very harsh. You kind of see that my skin starts like shining because I sweat a lot. And so this neck thing, this is weird. So this is this small light source, and so I do not advise you do that. So if the only thing you have is a small light source, get one of, I'll fetch it. So I've got these 5-in-1 reflectors, and on the inside they have this very soft thing that kind of lets a little bit of light through. So this can help you soften the light. So you see, this is already a lot better. So yeah, just get a very big light source. It doesn't have to be an expensive light. As you can see here, the light on my face right now, it's amazing. And the reason why is I have a big window. So I have a big window over there. And that's a huge light source. And what I'm doing here is I'm not standing right in front of it because I do not want the direct sunlight. Instead, I'm standing at a distance so that the light softens and bounces a bit around the room. I'm lucky that my room is very white everywhere, which means that the light doesn't get colored. And so this light is great. We can make it a little bit better by making it come slightly from the side. If I'm standing here, you see that there's light here on this side of my face, and there's a bit more darkness on this side of my face. And this gives my face a bit more shape, it gives a bit more interest, a bit more drama. What they do in Hollywood, because movies are like dramatic and there's lots of emotion in there, they're actually basically almost always gonna light from the backside. So this is a poor background because the background is much lighter than the foreground. It makes it hard for you to focus. Sorry, just kind of hold on. But you see how like this side of my face is in darkness. If I make it even darker, it's like, whoa, this is drama, this is deep, there's so much going on, feel the emotion, feel the depth of this, right? But it's not like friendly at all. If you want it to be more friendly, kind of reflect a bit more light, and this is, you know, okay, this is a bit nicer, see? So that is something that you should look out for yourself, what you want the atmosphere to be, but in general, at least have a little bit of shadow in your face, because that just makes it interesting. Okay, let's look at Jesus. This is heavy. These two hands. If you want to look at a bit more of an advanced lighting setup, I'll give you a quick show of what 3-point lighting is. It basically comes down to you have one main light source, you have one softer light source, and then a bit of a hair light, which lights up the back of your hair and makes you stand apart from the background. So let's go and set that up right now. This is a sort of 3-point lighting setup. I've left the big window as kind of my main light source. There's a reflector over here that's giving me a bit of a fill light over here. And right behind me, there's a light that's giving me this beautiful little outline, and that's separating me from the background, because this creates depth, and depth is one of the main elements of an interesting frame. Step 3 is stand out from the background. You kind of noticed this before already, but if your background is darker than your foreground, like this, then this is interesting because it puts the focus on you. If on the other hand, your background is much lighter than your foreground, it's really hard for people to focus on and to know what to look at. So try to make your background dark. So in this case, I had some shadow. What you can also do is if you have lights, light up yourself so you're really bright and so the background becomes relatively darker. Step number 4, frame wall. The big mistakes I see people make is that they cut off the video, that they cut off the person at like the wrong place, and it feels very weird. If I would cut off at my ear, this is very weird. If I would just get the wrong height, like just below my crotch, this is also very weird. Of course, cutting out the face is pretty much a no-go too, but like right below here, this is weird. Right, like here, this is okay. This is okay. The hands, never cut off the wrists. Like, don't go like standing like, don't go like this. This feels very, very unnatural. Like have the face, the arms in the image. What I like to do is kind of just around or just above the navel slightly. Maybe I would move this down still a bit, but this is cool because you can still see my hands. I can kind of move them around here. But just know there's basically like a list of places you can cut off your image and places you should never cut them off. So bear that in mind when you're filming. At some point this will be very natural and you just won't make that mistake again. In basically all of video, people use the rule of thirds for framing. That means that you divide your frame into thirds, horizontally and vertically, and so that you would place your subject on like one of those cross lines. So I would be over here, something, right? For talking head videos or when you're giving a tutorial, actually I would not do it. I would prefer that you horizontally center yourself, because this way we have a much more direct connection to each other. It feels more intimate. You're really the only subject, you're the authority figure at this point. So just like be at the center, it's fine. Horizontally, you can be at the center, but vertically still keep your eyes or your nose at like a third of the frame. And that feels very natural, it feels very easy, it's not weird at all. Another interesting thing for framing that's more of a creative choice is if you have a zoom lens, whether you want to be zoomed in and far away, or if you want to be zoomed out and closer up. I'll show you the difference between those two. Right now I'm sitting very far away from the camera and I'm zoomed in as much as my lens will let me do. You can feel that distance. It feels a bit more distant, it feels a bit more professional. Also my face looks pretty flattering because it's kind of squished. That's usually gives a more flattering look. And so yeah, just like take in what this looks like. I'll switch over to going closer now. Come over here, my little friend. Ah, now we're getting cozy. You're like half a meter away from me now. So you can see that this gives a bit of a different feeling. It's more intimate, it's less professional. You can see slightly more of the background in this case. You will also probably notice that My hands move a lot more, especially if I move very close to the camera. My hands are like half of the screen right now. So this can give it much more expressiveness. Like your little movements mean a lot more. It's more intimate, it's more personal, but it's less professional at the same time. So you will see the differences. Some people like it one way and some people like it the other way. Experiment and think about what you would like to feel or what you would like to have your viewers feel when they're watching your video. Okay, you remember how we were talking about depth, right? Depth is one of the main things that makes a video more interesting, and one of the easiest way to do that is to shoot into the L of the room so that the corner of the room is in the image. I'll move around the camera so you can see what that means. Sorry for the bright background, the sun is amazing, but it's also uncontrollable, so if you're doing video, most people like to just replace it with all of their own lights. I don't have that many lights, so we'll just go with it. In any case, you see that the corner of the room is right behind me, and all those like perspective lines are going in there. Everything seems to be like pointing at me, right? So this makes the frame a lot more interesting. The way we can improve it even more is by increasing my distance to the background. So I'll do that now. Right now I moved the camera as far away as possible. I also zoomed in a little bit because that makes the background a bit more blurry. But you see, you feel that there is distance between me and the background. And again, that creates much more depth, so that makes the frame a lot more interesting. Next, we'll add a bit of salt and pepper, which is an idea I got from The Wandering DP. He breaks down like Hollywood and advertising scenes and shows you like, this is the framework. These are basically the 5 things that make a shot look good. So it's very interesting to watch a few videos of him. Anyway, salt and pepper means that your background should kind of be littered with light and dark spots, and that makes it again inviting and interesting for people to look at. One of the easy ways to do that is with a little string light, so I'll attach it to the wall behind me. That didn't work out very well, especially because it's so bright outside right now, but you get the idea. Try to have like a kind of checkerboard of white and dark in your background. Add little lights everywhere, make sure that it's dark in between. I have a little plant here. Plants always make the frame look better, so that's a pro tip right there. And that's like the salt and pepper. It just adds a bit of interest to the framing, and try to add it everywhere. That was in short the 20% of what you need to make good looking video, especially of yourself in a tutorial or talking head kind of situation. If I had to summarize, I would say 1, fix your audio, 2, don't cut yourself off in weird places, and 3, make sure that your light is soft and kind of from above, kind of from the side. If this all went a bit too quickly, watch the video again and make note of what you can do today to start improving. I really want to encourage you to start making better videos because it makes me happy when I see beautiful video. If you use these techniques, please leave a comment below, put a link to your video, show me what you're doing because I'm very interested and I want to see you succeed with this. If you watch still now, I hope it means that it's interesting, so please leave a like. That lets YouTube know what kind of videos you like, that lets YouTube know that what I make is pretty good. If you want to see more of what I'm making in the future, click the subscribe button. Thank you again for watching. It means a lot to me that you're still here, and I hope to see you in another video.